Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have a bit of good news and some bad news. So first, the good news is I was able to do a live stream of game two, which was really cool that it did work. The bad news is I actually forgot to change from the cover screen that you see here to the game. So I played an entire game live without you guys able to see anything. So I removed that video. Anyways, good news, bad news, I guess. I could go live if I choose to and do videos live. I've never done that. I think I had one view, so that was awesome. Anyways, game two. Game two ended up being the pitching matchup that was the marquee matchup. It was Clemens against Gooden. And Boston jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the fourth. They had a double by Rice. Gedman singled him home. And then Spike Owen ended up singling home Gedman later on in the inning. They scored two. In the bottom of the fourth, the Mets got one back on a double by Johnson. He scored Strawberry to make it 2-1. The seventh inning, the starters were still in, and the Mets struck again. Walk by Johnson. Then what happened? A double by Johnson. Sorry, 2 outs, and then a base hit by Dykstra to tie it up. In the eighth inning, the Red Sox brought in Schiraldi, and the Mets quickly scored. So a single by Hernandez, a walk to Carter, fielder's choice, and a single by Heap scored, and the Mets ended up taking game two, 3-2. So Boston out hit them. It was 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. The Mets had 3 runs, 6 hits, but it was a pretty good pitchers matchup, as was game one. So now the series is tied at 1. And instead of trying to go live with this one, I'm actually going to just record it and post it later. So series is tied at 1. Moving to the game and what we have in the matchup. We moved to Boston. And so the Mets are going to throw the lineup of Dykstra, Backman, Hernandez, Carter, Strawberry, Knight. Danny Heap moves into the DH spot as we go to the American League. Mookie Wilson hits 8th and Rafael Santana hits 9th. Bob Ojeda is the pitcher. He's a 34 grade K3 Z2, so another good starter for the Mets. They bring out all good starters in this series. The Red Sox will have pretty similar to the same lineup. They get a DH this time, so Baylor will be entered in. He'll slot into the 5th spot. So Boggs, Barrett, Buckner, Rice, Baylor, Evans, Gedman, Henderson, and Owen with Oil Can Boyd pitching. Again, the league I did, the mail instruction league back in the 80s, we didn't have email going back then, which I thought, man, it'd be really cool with the internet to do face-to-face leagues and stuff if I was into that now. But anyways, Oil Can Boyd was on one of my pitchers, so I think he was a B this year, B pitcher, back in the APBA days. So again, we're playing NPNG Plus, and a few of the modifications, I do a modified fatigue rating based on innings pitched plus hits and runs and walks divided by games started. So Bobby Ojeda is a 17 fatigue for the game. Oil Can Boyd is an 18. I'll track it down here so you'll see how close they get to hitting their fatigue mark. I do automatic sacrifice, bunts, and intentional walks in case a situation arises. So you see in Dykstra, sacrifice 27. Those will get checked against this rating. Basically, with non-pitchers, it's a runner on first, a runner on second, runner on first and second. Those situations with no outs, that rating is in play. The intentional walk rating comes with nobody on first. There's a runner on second. So the situation would be runner on second, runner on third, or second and third. First base open. Those will be checked against the intentional walk rating. So they're automated based on the stats of the year. I am a observer. I do automatic pitch relief pitchers. I will pick when a pinch hitter needs to go in, but for the most part, I let the games play out. And that's kind of how I enjoy playing. And it's just that, like I said, everybody plays the games a little bit differently. That's how I'm going to play my games. I enjoy that. So I hope you guys enjoy watching along as I do this one. Game 3. We are in Boston, and the Mets will start. Let's make sure we're good there. The Mets will lead off. Lenny Dykstra leading off the top of the first with a 9 and a ground out. Boyd covers. So, again, NPMG plus. A lot of the hit numbers a lot of the 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s can fall under a pitcher grade rating check. So with bases empty, it's the 8 and the 9. So I rolled, he gets a 9. I do that second roll against Boyd's rating. That number would have to be higher than Boyd's rating to be a hit. So Boyd covers it, it's an out. So a ground out. 1 out. Wally Backman, 34, he will ground out. 2 down. And Keith Hernandez will fly out. So first inning, nobody gets on. No runs, no hits, no errors. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. Wade Boggs with an 8 is covered by Ojeda. 1 out. Marty Barrett walks. Runner on first, so that goes against his fatigue rating there. Buckner up. 27. That will be a ground out. So Ojeda is a K3. Knight is a range 1. It is a ground out. Is it a P runner? No. So ground out, third to first. Barrett moves to second, 2 down for Jim Rice. So this would be an intentional walk situation possible. A 6 or under on this would be a walk. And it's not, it's a 12, he strikes out. Ojeda gets out of the first. No runs, no hits, 1 left on base. And we go to the second. Gary Carter, base hit. 7 is not checked with bases empty, that's a single. Carter leads off to bring up Darryl Strawberry, who strikes out. Strikeout, 1 out. Ray Knight flies to right. 2 outs. So with 1 out, I don't do the sacrifice check. That would have been with no outs, but with 1 out, I won't. 2 down. Danny Heap, 27, and gets a K2 is a ground out. No runs. 1 hit. 1 left on base. And we will go to the bottom of the second. Don Baylor. He gets the second column and a leadoff single, and he's going to steal second. Don Baylor had 3 stolen bases all year. He gets 1 here. So a single and a stolen base. In the last game, Carter threw out two attempted steals against him. So not this time. The Red Sox look to be running a lot, and so now they got a runner on second, nobody out. Dwight Evans up. So in this case, this is intentional walk and a bunt situation. So both of these are in play here. The intentional walk will override the sacrifice. So basically the team that would walk him would present that before Evans would have a chance to sacrifice. So we'll check on both of those. None of them are in play. Sorry, dogs are in here barking again. So they walk him anyways. And we have now first and second, nobody out. Gedman is up. He will bunt. So that sacrifice 3 falls into the 3. There's no outs, first and second, bunt situation of 21. And 21, his bunt rating is a 5. He will sacrifice them over. So Gedman bunts, moves him to second, third, 1 out. First, Dave Henderson. The infield will play back, and he's going to walk him. So Ojeda having some control problems here. That's his second walk of the inning, third walk of the game already. Bases loaded. They're still going to play back. And a 29, which is a error check on the pitcher, which ends up being close. Ojeda's a 13-14, though. He's okay. 29. K3 is a strikeout. So what did a pitcher to catcher, fielder's choice, but he strikes out Owen. 2 down. And for the real challenge now is Wade Boggs. 2 outs, bases loaded, and a fly to center. So he gets out of it. Boston gets close, loads the bases, and Ojeda wriggles out of the trouble. No runs, 1 hit, 3 left on base. And we go to the third. So that's for Ojeda. He has 3 walks and a hit. That's 4 people that have got on base, no runs, plus 2 innings. So he's at a 6. So you see how the fatigue rating works there. Boyd has 1 hit and no walks. He's at a 3. Okay, number 8 hitter, Mookie Wilson. Top of the third, fly out, 1 out. Rafael Santana grounds to short, 2 down. Top of the lineup, Lenny Dykstra grounds out. No runs, no hits. We go to the bottom of the third. Marty Barrett, fly out, 1 out. Bill Buckner, K3 on a 25 is a ground out. 2 down. Jim Rice will ground out. And that's it for the third. Nobody gets on. We go to the fourth. Wally Backman will lead off. Oh, it's a Z3. So Boyd has a Z3, which is nice to have. It is that control check. So that's 2 balls. With nobody on, a Z3 avoids the walk on the first roll, and he grounds out. So good job with control by Boyd. 1 out. Hernandez, 8, base hit. Hernandez singles, second hit of the game for the Mets. Runner on first for Gary Carter, who flies to center. 2 down. Darryl Strawberry needs some extra bases here. He will walk, though. So the Z3 doesn't stop a walk with a runner on first. And we have another base runner. First and second, 2 outs. Ray Knight is up and a 24. Not a clutch hitting so far in this series, or we'll just go the other side. A lot of clutch pitching so far in this series. 2 left on there. The teams are getting out of these trouble spots. Bottom of the fourth, 0-0. Don Baylor will strike out to lead off. 1 out. Third strikeout for Ojeda. Darrell Evans, 40. Unusual play check, 53 is a 36. That's a fly out. 2 down. Gedman, 34 against a K3 will be a strikeout. So Gedman strikes out. 4th strikeout for Ojeda in 4 innings. He's pitching well. We go to the 5th. Danny Heap, 25, ground out, 1 out. Mookie Wilson, base hit, and he steals second. So a single and a stolen base. Again, I do the auto. I don't have to think about it. It's good. So in NPNG plus, nobody on, a first column 11 gets an error check on that steal. So you check the 24 against Gedman, he's a 12. So it's not an error on the throw. It's just a straight stolen base. So Wilson is on second. That's their 3rd hit. 1 out. Rafael Santana will walk. So he is a walk 20. I have to look up those numbers. That seems really high for him, but he did hit 8th, so they probably walked him a lot. They're going to intentionally walk him here. I know sometimes it doesn't make sense, but again, that's just, I'm fine with it. So first and second, Dykstra up, fly ball to center. Who's on second? Mookie Wilson's on second, and that will let him move to 3rd. So it's a fly out to center, deep enough for Wilson to tag. He goes to 3rd. Now we're 1st and 3rd, 2 outs for Wally Backman, who grounds to the pitcher. And Boyd just avoids the error. He makes the play, gets it, runs to 1st. Boyd gets across the cover, makes the play, and they're out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on base. And he should be a 10. I missed a couple, missed 1. And that's it. So he has given up 3 hits, 2 walks. So that's 5 plus 5 innings is 10. Okay, bottom of the 5th. Dave Henderson up. He will pop up, 1 out. Spike Owen, error check, 66 left field is a 42 by Wilson. Wow, he's not very good in left field. 42, but it is covered, so it's a fly out. 2 down. Good range. Made a few errors. Probably didn't play left field that often. Wade Boggs, 2 outs, nobody on, will walk. 4th walk for Ojeda. So he's getting the strikeouts, but he's also walking. I guess effectively wild, we'll say. Marty Barrett, runner on first, 2 outs, fly ball to center. No runs, 1 left on. We go to the 6th. The pitchers are cruising here. 6 innings, a total of 4 hits. Okay, good game. Keith Hernandez lead off with a strikeout. 1 out. Gary Carter grounds out. 2 down. A few 24s in there. Got some double play numbers. And Strawberry will pop up. No runs, no hits. Oil can, Boyd's dealing. Bill Buckner hits a home run, 66, and that ball's gone. Buckner connects, drives it hard to right center field, and that's back, and it is gone. Home run. Only the second hit for the Red Sox, but that's a big one. It's Buckner homers, and they take a 1-0 lead. So I was thinking about this. One of the reasons I'm playing this series is because the Ken Burns series I was playing on the MLB Network, and they did a thing about the ninth inning of Game 6 when the Mets came, or the 10th inning of Game 6 when the Mets came back and won, and that the ground ball through Buckner's legs. And one of the things they said was that they typically pulled Buckner late in games for a defensive replacement. Stapleton would go and play first, and they didn't do it in that game. And the error, well, didn't the error ended the game. The game was already tied, but the error ended the game. And I was just thinking about, I wonder if he left him in there to give him the chance to play out the World Series on the field. They were up by 2, especially if that had 2 outs, nobody on. But game 1 of the series, I thought I was going to do the same thing. I was going to replace Buckner with Stapleton, and I forgot. So, anyways, if the Red Sox are ahead late, if I remember, I will make that change. So we'll see. Hopefully, I will remember. 1-0 Red Sox. Home run by Buckner. Rice is up, and he flies out. 1 out. Don Baylor. Ground ball. He grounds out. 2 down. Dwight Evans will strike out. 1 run, 1 hit. Red Sox take the lead as we start to head late to go to the 7th. Pitcher still pitching well. 1-0. Ray Knight leads off with a grounder to short. 1 out. Danny Heat. Fly to center. 2 down. Mookie Wilson will get another single and a stolen base. His second stolen base of the game. Gets him into scoring position for Rafael Santana. 2 outs. 42-27. 27 is going to be an error check, which is going to be Boggs, and that's going to be an error. Safe at first on air, run to third. Ground ball to Boggs, and he boots it. Moves the runner up. Runner beats it. Santana's safe at first. First and third, 2 outs for Lenny Dykstra. This is where he singled, came through in the clutch in the last game. Not so much this one. 33 will be a short fly to right. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on base. So Mets had a chance to even it up. They don't. Just checking the numbers here. That's 6. He should be at a 13 now with that inning. Ojeda has a 2, 3, 7 plus 6. He should be at 13 to start the bottom of the 7th. Rich Gedman to lead off. Ground out. 1 out. Dave Henderson strikes out. 2 down. Spike Owen, 31, walks him. 5th walk for Ojeda. Puts him at 14. Wade Boggs, 39. 14 is 40 on the rare play check. A 40 is a wild pitch, unless the pitcher's a WP0 or WP1, which is Ojeda. It's a ground out. So again, that mix of basic versus master game elements is where this fits in. It's super easy to check. He has a wild pitch number of a 1. He avoids the wild pitch, gets the ground out, gets out of the inning. No runs, no hits. 1 left on base, and we go to the 8th. Okay, Wally Backman. Error check 52-21. That's the first baseman, which is Buckner. Don't pull him late. Does it cost me? No. He's coming up in the next inning, so I'm not going to pull him out yet. But the error check is a 44. Buckner's error number is a 31. He covers it. Ground out. Got to remember that. 1 out. Hernandez. Base hit. And the Mets got somebody on. Runner on first. 1 out. Gary Carter, 26. The ground ball to Barrett, who goes to second for the fielder's choice. In this game, that's an error check, which is covered. 2 outs for Strawberry. Carter on first, 2 down. Second column, gone. And Strawberry homers to take the lead. Oh, yes, I was a Mets fan in this series. So, if the first column won, it would be a power check. It's not. Strawberry homers clutch to take the lead in the top of the 8th, and the Mets strike late again to give themselves a chance to win. And that puts Boyd at 17, so he's right on the edge of being done. 2-1. 1 out, nobody on. 2 outs, nobody on. It's a 2-out home run. Ray Knight strikes out in the 8th. 2 runs, 2 hits. But the big one is the shot by Strawberry. Puts him in the lead, and that will be Boyd's last inning. He goes 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walk, 3 Ks. So again, checking that fatigue rating versus the starting stamina using the game. So he's 30 batters per game on average. He faced 33 batters. He pitched better than normal. He gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, but only 2 runs. So that was a better than average appearance for Boyd. Went a little bit longer than normal. Ojeda's still doing good. He's number 17, so if he gets out of this, they'll go to the bullpen. If not, have the bullpen's ready to go just in case. Bottom of the 8th, Marty Barrett to lead off with a flyout. 1 out. Here's Bill Buckner. He walks. 6 walk for Ojeda. Okay, runner on first. Rice is up. I'm going to pinch run. What do I got? Who can play first if I take him out? Oh, it's such a drop-off. So Dave Stapleton would have to go to first base. Does anyone else play first? No. Baylor's a DH. He can't go there. So that's a huge drop. But I'm gonna pinch run for him. Buckner's out. I'm gonna put Stapleton in that spot now, but it's not him running. It's going to be Eddie Romero. Romero will run for him. Stapleton will go to first in the top of the next inning. He's a 0-R2. So I'm just gonna write that in now. Okay, runner on first. That is the 3rd. No, that's a walk. 7. 2, 3 plus 6 is 9. Plus 7 is 16. So he's at 16. Okay. 1 out. Runner on first. Jim Rice up. Big batter here. 62. 2 balls. So that's a control check. He's a Z2. That is 2 balls to the batter. He avoids the walk for now. And there it is. So Rice gets an 11. It's a 6. On that play, 6 is a double. Only G runners, only good runners score. So if I leave Buckner in there, he doesn't score. But Romero, because he's a G, does score. So my managing brilliance takes a hold there. And Rice is double. And really, I played for the double. If that happens, he scores. And it does happen. So Rice gets a hit. They score. It's tied, and Ojeda is now done with a runner on second, 1 out. So he goes 7 1/3, gives up 3 hits, 6 walks though, 6 Ks. You gotta go to the bullpen. And let's see, they're gonna bring in a tie game in the 8th. Roger McDowell again. It's World Series. There isn't much left. They just brought these guys out. He's going to come out and pitch. McDowell pitched in a lot of different situations for the Mets that year. So he will come in here. He is a 6 on his fatigue rating. I was thinking about this and forever. from the San Diego area. I'm a Padres fan, and I'm a National League fan. So I grew up and played without the DH and did a lot of these things without the DH. And I know now that the DH is everywhere, which we knew eventually that was an eventuality. Now that the DH is everywhere, it's kind of funny that I replay the Padres seasons now. And to be honest, I mean, I wasn't a fan of the DH as much then. Replaying games of the DH is a lot easier because you don't have to worry about pinch hitting for anybody and all that. I know it's the old man, the old angry man in me is like, "Why you're messing with the game?" I get it, but it is easier to replay with the DH. So these games at the American League Park do become easier to play. Anyways, that being said, runner on second, one out. McDowell is in. Baylor up. 55-8, and that's going to be a base hit. This could be a run. Rice is a normal speed. 8 is a single over second, runner to third. So I did not pull Rice there. Anyways, I don't have any other fast runners. So first and third, and this is really the ball game right here. Dwight Evans up. First and third, one out. They're going to bring the infield in. 53 is a 16. Air check is 56-19. Third base, Ray Knight is a 31, so he's going to get it, but what is it, 19? Infield in. He's a range one. It's a base hit. Infield drawn in. Singles past third. One runner scores. Other to second. And that decision, as smart as I was as a manager to pinch run, I just got beat on that. So that's the third run given up by Ojeda. Evans knocks in the go-ahead run. The Red Sox take the lead. Schiraldi probably getting up in the pen. First and second, one out. Gedman up. The dogs just like barking, especially this one over here. You can be quiet now. It's okay. Fly to center. First and second, fly out to center. Runners hold. G on second. That is Baylor. He's not. So fly out. 2 outs. Dave Henderson, he'll hit 26, and he will pop up, fly out. So the Mets score 2 in the top of the 8th. The Red Sox come back with 2 in the bottom of the 8th. 2 runs on 3 hits. 2 left on base. And that takes us to the 9th. Wow. So big comeback inning for the Red Sox. Stapleton is at first now, so I did make that move. I'm not going to make any other defensive changes. I could. Henderson and Rice. I'm leaving Rice in there. He doesn't come out. Henderson he's a 32, but he's a range 3. My only other choice, I could put Armas in there. He's a 45. That's not going to work. And I mean, Romero was a pinch runner, so Romero could stay in the game, go to center, but that wasn't a move that they made. So I'm not going to do that. Henderson will stay out there. But coming into pitch is going to be Schiraldi to try to close this one out. He gave up the winning run in the last game, though, so the Mets know they can score on him. His fatigue number is a 10, so he is not going to get fatigued here. Heap, Wilson, and maybe a pinch hitter for Santana. We'll see. Top of the 9th, Danny Heap strikes out. Schiraldi gets a strikeout, 1 out. Mookie Wilson, 2 for 3 with 2 stolen bases, 9. Oof, ground out. Schiraldi's a 51. He covers that pretty easily. 2 outs. We're going to bring a pinch hitter, and it's going to be Tim Tuffle. So I do that automatic check. I was hoping to be Mitchell. I know. I can pick whoever I want. I'll probably pick Mitchell in that situation, but Tuffle's going to come in. Maybe he has a reason to use Mitchell later. Maybe he doesn't hit off of righties as well. I don't know. I know Tuffle didn't play against righties as much. But anyways, that's what's going to happen today. 2 outs. Top of the 9th. Hey, that looks familiar. 2 outs, top of the 9th. Tuffle with a base hit. Runner on first for Lenny Dykstra, who gets another single. And he steals second. And an error check on the catcher? No. So the Mets are in business here. The winning or the go-ahead run is now on second. 2 outs for Wally Backman, who will fly out to right. Did they walk him? No, no walk. 32. Extra strikeout. So with the K6, Giraldi strikes him out to end it, and that ends the rally chance and ends the game. So that's it. The Red Sox come from ahead to come from behind to win. Final score 3 runs on 5 hits. 1 error. The Mets 2 runs on 8 hits. Know what I got? I did. Good. 8 hits and no errors. Don't see any errors. 2 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Mets. So the third 1-run game, all of them have been very good. And so that will take the series to 2-1 for Boston, which is where it was in real life. Not quite in that same order, but that's how they got there. 2-1. I will come back with the next game probably tomorrow and continue on with the series. But for now, we'll sign off from Fenway Park. Final score, winning pitcher. Final score, Boston 3, New York 2. Winning pitcher is Oil Can Boyd. And the save goes to Giraldi. The loser is Roger McDowell, the loser is Ojeda. Those runs were charged to him. So loser is Bobby Ojeda, who pitched well, but McDowell led in those runs, and that is the end of the game. If you guys like this, feel free to hit the like button, and I appreciate that, just to get some more likes on the videos, and I'll come back with Game 4 later on. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Have a good night.